I know when you guys make roster decisions this time of year in the next week or so that a lot goes into that, but how much of that factor is preseason games, what you see on film in preseason games in a typical year?
Really a lot. When we had preseason games, that was a big factor, especially on special teams, because that was the only time that we really went live and saw somebody tackle or block live. But now, we have to make decisions off of practice, like I said last week. And, we meet every night as a staff and we go over each guy and we evaluate each guy and we put grades on them. And, and we're really, really, obviously all we're doing is looking at practice and that's all we really can do. And, everybody's in there, everybody hears what each guy says, so we know where everybody stands.
Let's go to Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, along those same lines, what Sam there just asked, the fifth or sixth wide receiver position often comes down to their ability to contribute on special teams. What specific traits do you look for before you determine they're pulling away from the rest of the pack?
Well, what we're looking for is guys like Pringle, guys like Kemp, guys like Dieter. We are so fortunate. Our wide receiver crew and core is really, really, really good on special teams. All the way down the line from DeMarcus on down. So it's a solid group. I love McCole. I love all those guys. The only guy we really don't use is 14. Besides that, everybody has a role on special teams, and every one of them brings something to the table.
Let's go to Seren. Go ahead, Seren.
Coach, around the league, a number of teams choosing not to practice today. Coach Reid talked about the conversation that was had yesterday. I'm just curious, what the tone was like, whether or not there was a conversation today, and what your personal opinion is about the teams not practicing.
Well, I really feel for what's going on. It's really a shame that we're still dealing with this. That's really how I feel about it, but. Our team is a solid group. They love each other. We talk all the time, and I think Coach Reid really has a great handle on the whole situation. He talks with the leaders of our team, and if something's said, behind closed doors, I don't hear about everything that goes on, but I know there's a lot of great conversations going on within our football team right now.
Let's go to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Coach, thanks for taking some time. I have just two things. I was wondering if you could provide some insight on what you're seeing right now at the gunner position, and then I was just curious about what Rodney Clemens could potentially bring to the table.
Yeah, the gunner position is looking pretty good. We have some good solid depth there, and we brought Antonio Hamilton in from the Giants, who probably was the Giants' #1 gunner last year. When you put the tape on, he made a lot of plays for him, and we're really happy to add him, to the mix. So right now, I'd probably say, Antonio is in the lead with Pringle. Obviously Pringle was our gunner all year last year, and then we have a number of guys, behind them. Kemp, he was a starting gunner for us, and he's really looking good this offseason, coming off his knee injury. He's looking good, and other guys that can play it. Robinson can play it. Fenton can play it. There's a number of guys that can play gunner for us, and some of these young guys look good too. The Sneeds of the world, and Bo Pete Keys. They're all contributors, and they're all going to help us this year.
We've got time for a couple more guys. Let's go Adam and then Nate. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Dave, how you doing today?
How you doing, Adam?
Good. Hey, just along the lines of what we've been talking about here, do you have a feel for some of your younger guys and what you have? You mentioned Sneed a little bit, but I was wondering about Sneed, Willie Gay, Darius Harris, those kind of guys. Yeah, do you have a feel for what you're going to get out of them when the season starts?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because really, you see what's going on in practice, and you see good things, but when it's live bullets, you're just not going to know until we get in there and play. I know there's going to be, a period of learning that's going to go on in the first two games with these young players, because you can't match the speed that you're going to get, and all you can do is talk about it every day. We talk about it every day when we watch tape. We watch, regular season tape so they can see how fast it is, but it's hard to mimic that in practice. So, a lot of these guys are going to have to learn on the run. And I think we're in a good position right now. We're getting a lot of practice in. We're getting plenty of time to work on things. We just hope that, if they do make a mistake, it's not a huge one, but everybody will make a mistake, and, we just move on and don't make the same mistake twice. That's what we try to do on special teams.
Let's go to Nate Taylor to finish off. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Dave. Thanks again.
Hey, Nate.
I know you mentioned earlier sort of the discussion going on with the team in relation to everything that's happening in the country and other teams obviously not practicing today. Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on that and ask if you could give perhaps an example that demonstrates sort of the unity and sort of the conversation between players and coaches as you guys move closer to opening night, considering that you guys are 2 weeks away now from that being the case about how you guys want to move forward.
Well, I just know our team is close, and I know we talk about everything. I mean, nothing's really kept a secret. And Coach Reid's the one that sets the table for that. He sets the table in meetings. When we're behind closed doors and without talking about everything that we do there, I'm just letting you know that it's an open conversation and everybody is free to say what they want to say.
Coach, we appreciate the time today. Thank you.
Okay, take care.